Thank you, Chairman Stabenow. In Montana, meth, and it's Mexican meth, is taking a devastating toll in our communities. It's contributed to an increase in violent crimes across our state. In fact, a few weeks ago when I was on the southern border, I heard directly from Border Patrol agents on the need to secure the southern border to stop the flow of illegal drugs into our country, and in this case, into Montana, as well as directly into our state. In fact, I spoke with the Cascade County Sheriff here recently. He told me that Mexican cartel members have been incarcerated in the county jail there in Great Falls. Ms. Kosovich, could you speak a bit about how Rimrock is working to support those in need of behavioral health services, and importantly, what might Congress or the Biden administration do to help combat meth use and crime?
It is, thank you for the question, Senator Daines. It is one of the most concerning things that we see here. And like I'd said earlier, the amount of crime that we're seeing resultant of the meth use is seriously out of control. I've had the honor to work with Kurt Almy, who was our former U.S. Attorney General for Montana for the last 3 years. And we talked very deeply about where this meth is coming from. And he said unequivocally, we know there are 5 different Mexican cartels that are using I-90 all the way up to Montana. They've foregone the use of a middleman. They are selling directly. So there's a couple things that I think that would really help. One, it's a supply and demand issue. Let's take away the demand through treatment. Let's make sure that we get to those folks that have been suffering with meth addiction and get them to the road of recovery. One of the challenges we know with meth is it really does change some brain chemistry. And it takes a while for a person to have the clarity to even engage deeply into treatment when they've been on meth. One of the things that I'd like to see is funding for longer term treatment for meth addiction itself. So we have that opportunity of time to get the brain to start healing and reduce some of the cravings and those things that make them want to continue to go out and seek and feed their addiction. So I think that is one thing. If we'd have the funding for longer term meth use, and also let's just cut off the supply and get people treated so we don't have these cartels in this highway to high coming up I-90.
Thanks, Ms. Kosovich. In Montana and across the country, we don't have a job shortage. We've got a labor shortage. Businesses across Montana, as I drive around the state, I see their struggles to find workers. In fact, when you drive across our state, you see a lot of now hiring or help wanted signs. Some Montana businesses, in fact, are being forced to close because they can't find enough workers. Ms. Kosovich, in your experience, is there a correlation between employment, working, and mental health?
There absolutely is. I mean, we look at it as one of the social determinants of health. Your overall well-being, there's data that shows will be better if you are employed. A couple of weeks ago, we actually partnered, the Billings Chamber of Commerce partnered with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and gave a seminar to employers across Montana talking about drug use in the work environment. How do you recognize it? What do you do about it? Because like you said, we need everybody that wants to work and is available to work so we can start addressing this shortage. I felt it was very helpful. There were some great questions. I think that there's some strategies that are going to be coming out of both the Montana Chamber of Commerce and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce to directly address this issue to make sure that we have everybody out there that wants to work working. It absolutely is a direct correlate of the social determinant of care.
So experts said, and I think you alluded to that in your testimony, that we haven't even reached the peak need for behavioral health services as a result of COVID-19 pandemic. In fact, local leaders in Montana say we won't see the peak negative health effect until probably 18 to 24 months after this public health emergency. As discussed earlier, we're already facing workforce shortage across Montana, including the mental health and behavioral health space. Ms. Kosovich, how do we ensure that we are better equipped to serve those in need when we haven't even seen the full effects of the pandemic on mental health? And I'll also ask Ms. Newman to respond to that question.
It is a horrifying question to answer. We're competing with mental health worker wages with every industry there is. We have been historically paid poorly or low, and it's mainly because of the reimbursement levels. I believe the CCBHC model really will give us a leg up to be able to be competitive, to attract that talent and the skill set that we need to sustain a hardy behavioral health service. And I think there is hope on the horizon because of the CCBHCs and that enhanced reimbursement.
Thank you. Ms. Newman, do you have